like, comment, and subscribe for more content.
Yeah, gotta say, you're photogenic.
What is poppin', people? So today is the day. We finally made it. Street Fighter 6 is here. It's about time, guys. It's about time. By the way, welcome back to my Year of Capcom video series, where every month this year, I'm making a video about a Capcom game that I really, really like. And last month was Street Fighter 5. This month is Street Fighter 6. I'm doing a review for Street Fighter 6. That's what this video is. I got a lot to say. I'll be honest with you guys. Street Fighter 6 and the announcement and all the positivity surrounding Street Fighter 6 is the entire reason why I started the Year of Capcom video series. Just the amount of positivity surrounding this game, it's infectious, you know? It makes me feel proud to be a Capcom fan, you know? And I got a lot to say. Leave a like, subscribe. I'm trying to hit 500 subs for my birthday in July. Without any further ado, let's get to it. Alright, so this review, much like the game itself, is going to be structured into 3 parts, okay? You have the World Tour mode, the Fighting Ground mode, and the Battle Hub mode. But before we even get into all of that, let me just say really quick, I was not provided a review copy by Capcom, unfortunately. I know, it's so sad. So I had to go out of my way to get my top guys, my top men on the job to secure me an early copy. So shout out to my guys out there. You guys know who you are. And because of that, because I did not receive a review copy, usually I rip most of my footage from my reviews from my streams over on twitch.tv/CaptainFirefeet. Shameless plug. But because I did not get an early copy, or I did not get a review copy, I'm just gonna use footage that's already out there and provided, right? That just seems right, you know? But enough about me, guys. Enough about me. Let's talk about the gameplay, right? Before we even get to the modes, let's talk about the gameplay. If you guys have been keeping up with the, you know, since launch of Street Fighter 6, you guys know how it is, right? It's Street Fighter, but different. It's Street Fighter, but different, right? And that's for every iteration of Street Fighter. This time around, we have the drive system, right? So right under your health bar, there's that little green bar, right? That little green stick of butter, that's the drive meter. And with the drive meter, you can perform a bunch of universal mechanics, right? Every character has access to the drive meter. You can use the drive meter to parry, to do the drive impact, this big splash damage attack that, you know, soaks up 3 hits of armor. You can do the drive dash and the drive reversal, right? So the drive meter, pretty strong, right? I love how it's useful all around, right? It provides so much just player expression outside of your character itself, right? Also, when you run out of drive meter, which, you know, when you use EX moves, it takes drive meter. It's not connected to your super meter anymore, which is cool. When your drive meter is depleted, you enter this state called burnout, right? Where your character starts, you know, they lose all their color, they turn gray, and basically you are susceptible to chip damage, and your opponent's moves have different properties hitting you now, right? Which is cool. The drive system is really interesting because how do I put this? The mental stack of keeping up with what you can do in the drive system is really funny, right? Because even seasoned players are getting blown up because because you're worrying about so much, right? You got to worry about your character, right? I play Jamie, right? Jamie's the character that I play other than DJ, right? So I'm worrying about the drink levels. I'm worried about my drive meter. I have to think about when I need to parry. I need to know what moves I have access to, right? So it's a whole thing, right? So while we're on like the gameplay aspects and the characters and stuff, let's talk about that, right? Because I feel like this roster is probably the strongest starting roster of any Street Fighter game, right? We have 18 playable characters at launch, and I honestly cannot think of a Street Fighter game that has a better starting roster, right? All the returning characters look great, right? Even the more boring ones that I don't like Honda and Blanca, they look great, right? It feels like these characters that we grew up with, they're at a different point in their lives, right? They've aged a bit. They're more advanced, right? Ryu and Chun, they're masters now, right? It's really cool. The standout for the returning characters, and I know you guys have probably heard about this already, but DJ has probably gotten the best glow up of any character from a Street Fighter game, right? DJ was just Lesser Guile for years, just the Jamaican Guile, right? But in Street Fighter 6, DJ is a completely new character. He has some trickery with him, right? He has a bunch of feint techniques, right? Some of his supers are, they're rhythm based. You have to hit the buttons, in conjunction with the attack. Super cool, right? The amount of personality that DJ has is, dude, it's off the chain, dude. I love it, right? DJ is he's my main, actually. DJ and Jamie are my two characters. Speaking of Jamie and the new characters, all the new characters, awesome, right? I love all of them. If you guys want a grappler, you have Manon. If you want a big, burly, just bruiser, you got Marissa, who I think Marissa and Jamie might be the two standout new characters, honestly. You have Luke, the main character, who, you know what? It's kind of tough to call him new because he was the last character of Street Fighter 6, or Street Fighter 5, excuse me. You have Lily, who is a pixie grappler, right? She's a grappler just like Manon, but she's smaller. And you have Jamie, the Drunken Fist user, and JP, right? And JP is the, I don't want to spoil anything, but he's the bad guy, right? You could probably tell that just by looking at him. This dude looks nefarious as hell, right? He's the bad guy, and he is a zoner. He can throw out all these psycho-powered demons and, stabby projectiles. It's really cool, right? So moving on from characters, let's talk about the Fighting Ground mode. So Fighting Ground mode is your traditional Street Fighter experience, right? Fighting Ground mode is an entire Street Fighter game in one mode, right? That's where arcade mode is, right? Which is kind of why I'm segueing it from, the character portion of my video, right? And it's your traditional arcade mode. I'm glad this game is launching with an arcade mode, Street Fighter 5. How dare you? But everything you need is going to be right here, essentially, right? Your training mode, your arcade mode, versus if you want to make a lobby and you don't want to go into the weird avatar lobby, you can do all that here, right? Everybody knows about the weird, crazy avatars, right? And in the Battle Hub, you can take your weird, created character that you made for the story mode, and you can have them run around this weird little lobby, right? And there's a bunch of arcade machines, and you can jump on a machine and go into training mode, and it works like an arcade, basically, right? And it's kind of, I'll be honest with you, it's kind of neat, right? Your opponent can just go over to your machine and challenge you, right? Pretty cool. While you're in this battle hub, there's a shop where you can buy things for your avatar. There's a DJ booth that has classic Street Fighter music, right? People are getting really bent out of shape at the thought of there being no jukebox function in this game. There is a jukebox function, so rejoice, guys, all my music lovers, all the people that do not like the music in this game, which I do not particularly agree with. I do enjoy the music of Street Fighter 6, but there's a lot of people that don't. So there you go, this is a jukebox function. Also, there's these arcade cabinets that have traditional, Capcom games, right? There's Puzzle Fighter, Final Fight, Street Fighter 2, right? They're all in this little arcade section, right? Pretty cool, right? Street Fighter 6 is a game that has a bunch of other Street Fighter games in it, right? I think that's really, really neat. While we're talking about the Battle Hub, I'm going to talk about the online really quick. From what we've played, it seems like the online is A1. It's pretty good, right? Which Capcom figured it out a couple games ago, right? So this shouldn't be a surprise. A lot of fighting games are moving towards rollback now, right? Rollback's the standard nowadays. So I'm just saying what you guys already know. The online is fantastic. Now let's talk about some negatives. That is correct. I have some negatives for this game, believe it or not. So you might have noticed that I have not mentioned the World Tour mode yet, right? The big single-player, expansive Yakuza-like, story mode for Street Fighter 6. And that is because World Tour mode's not that good. It's not that great. I'm sorry to say it, guys. However, there is a catch. It's not all bad with the World Tour mode. If you're just a casual player and you do not care about Street Fighter or Capcom stuff, the World Tour mode is probably not going to do it for you, right? It's not that great. It's not that in-depth. A lot of people were trying to compare it to like a Mortal Kombat, like NetherRealm story mode. Don't do that. The NetherRealm story modes are better. Okay, just being straight up. However, if you are a Street Fighter fan, right? If you are a Capcom game fan, play the World Tour mode, right? There's a lot of cute like Capcom references and Street Fighter references. It's weird. It's like a Final Fight game in the Street Fighter game, right? And I know they're a part of the same universe, but play the World Tour mode and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's really interesting, right? Basically, you make your own avatar in the World Tour mode, and you get to run around Metro City and later on the area of Neishao, right? And basically, you're just going around and beating up random thugs on the street and random NPCs, right? Any random old lady on the street can get it, okay? Know that. And basically, you're leveling up and you're unlocking moves, and you basically can pledge your loyalty to a Street Fighter character, right? So you start off with Luke at Luke's gym, and basically you learn Luke's fighting style, right? And if you really like Luke as a character, the more you talk to him, the more you interact with him, the longer you use his moves and his style. Also, you can give gifts to characters, right? More on that in a minute. But the more you level up your relationship with these characters, the more moves and stuff that you unlock, right? And like basically you unlock like super moves and all that kind of cool stuff, right? Let me go back a couple seconds. You can give gifts to characters, right? Dude. Man. You ever wanted to date Chun-Li or Juri? I know I have. I could change her, guys. I can change her. You can give them gifts and they'll open up to you and they'll start texting you and stuff. Dude, it's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. But other than that, the story mode, it's substantial. It's about like 20 hours. But it's not anything too crazy, unfortunately. But like I said, if you are a Street Fighter fan, which I'm assuming you are, if you're on my channel, right? Or just a Capcom game fan in general. Like I said, I'm assuming you are if you're on my channel. Go and play the World Tour mode. It's a lot of fun. So taking everything that I just said into consideration, we are officially at the end of the review. So how do I feel about Street Fighter 6 as a whole, as a complete package? What are my feelings about it? Where do I stand? I think this might be the greatest Street Fighter game ever made. Actually, you know what? It's the best Street Fighter game ever made, guys. It might be the best fighting game ever made. I've been seeing a lot of people say that as well, right? And I know it's tough because there's games like Mortal Kombat X out there and MK11, which MK11, the gameplay isn't amazing, but the package as a game itself is substantial, right? That's one thing the Mortal Kombat games always do well. This is the first Street Fighter game where it feels like it's going like toe-to-toe with like a NetherRealm game, right? And gameplay-wise, it is way better, So with all that being said, my score for this game is a 9 out of 10. If you're a Capcom game fan, however, if you're a fighting game fan, however, specifically, because I know my boys in the FGC, we have a different criteria. As an fighting game fan, as an FGC fan, as a Street Fighter fan, this game is a 10 out of 10, okay? 10 out of 10 for a Street Fighter fan. 9 out of 10 critically. Okay? And that's the review, guys. We finally made it. We're done. What do you guys think? Who do you guys main? Leave a comment. Let me know, please, because I'm genuinely curious. If you guys made it this far in the video, I appreciate it, guys. The amount of love I've gotten in the past month has been unreal. Leave a like, subscribe. I appreciate that. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace.